everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my judge series. My name is Agnes Nekesa Situma. I am a 24-year-old mother of one. I have a baby girl. She's almost turning 4 years. Yes, next month. So this being our first channel, our first video on our channel, I'd love to just talk about what we are going to be discussing, and I'll just mention them broadly. I want this platform to be all inclusive, including men, because whether we like it or not, in the life of a woman, in the life of a mother, in the life of a girl, there must be a man. So we are going to include everyone, so that it might just cover the needs of all, uh, of everyone. Yes. So I remember my dream of having this platform started when I realized that I was pregnant. Yes, it happened on 18th of October 2015. That was the day I confirmed that I was actually pregnant. You can imagine, just a month into my 20th birthday and into my 20th year, and uh, you realize that you're actually pregnant and you're still in first year, mind you. So it was really challenging. It was just so confusing. It was so that is why, after going all through all those experiences, from being a girl to becoming a woman and becoming a mother, I actually realized that there are a lot of things that we go through here that no one actually talks about, especially young mothers and single mothers. Now that I am a single mom, we go through a lot of things, but no one actually talks about them. So that is why I decided that once I am done with uh, all this, and just be ready to be out there for the girls and for the women and for the mothers, I will definitely start something so that we can just have a discussion about everything that affects us and everyone that affects us. So my biggest worry when I realized that I was pregnant was how I was going to actually break this news to my parents. And being a young girl, not knowing anything about whatever was happening with my body, with, you know, because motherhood comes with this maturity that forces you to mature beyond your maturity, actually. So I was so confused, but that was my biggest fear. That was the first thing I thought about when I looked at that pregnancy test and it was positive. I was like, wow, how am I going to talk to my parents, and when am I going to do this, and is it really important? Can I just go somewhere, hide, and just pop out 9 months later with a baby, or should I, I had a lot of questions in my head. But actually, that is what made me decide that when I start this platform, that would be my first topic: when and how you can break the news to your parents. So I was debating between either telling them myself or using another person, and in between, to just relay the news to them. Then I settled on not telling them at all. Yes. And I will just give you a short story of mine that actually made me discourage everyone who goes through this thing, to never let your parents discover that you're pregnant from someone else or themselves. It won't be good. I remember when I went home on long holiday in 2016. It was actually 2015 December, and I was going for a 4 month long holiday, and I was pregnant at that time. I was almost 2 months pregnant. And I remember when I was, I think, 2 weeks pregnant, my mom moved near my school, And she asked me to go and just visit, and I was like, yes, why not, because it was so tiny and I knew no one can even notice that there are any changes in my body. And no one had even told me that my boobs were actually looking bigger than usual. So I went home, and the first thing my mom asked me was, okay, Nekesa, I know you have big boobs naturally, but these ones are bigger than the ones I know. And I was like, no, mom, nowadays I eat a lot. It's just being healthy. But at the back of my mind, I was like, oh my god, mothers, what is this? As in, how can you just like know that there's a difference with my body, which I hadn't even noticed myself? So, uh, after going for a long holiday, I decided to not tell my mom, because okay, I didn't even decide that I won't say it. I just said that I'm just going with the flow. Wherever the flow takes me, that is where I'm going. So when I was, I think, 3 months pregnant, almost going to 4 months, I started wearing these big t-shirts and dresses, free dresses, because I felt as if my stomach was actually, my tummy was actually becoming big. So I decided to go with the big tops and big dresses. Then one day I decided, okay, uh, today I'm going to make supper myself for my mom. I remember I was not supposed to even cook that day, but I just decided, let me just cook and see, how things go. And I was saying this is now the day that I would tell my mom. Then, while I was doing my things in the house, I noticed that my mom was actually following me with her eyes. Then, after bringing the food on the table, I was like, okay, let me just wait until we finish eating, then I'll open up to my mom. Then she actually told me, Nekesa, I want you to tell me the truth. You are not yourself. You have not been yourself lately. I have noticed that. But, are you pregnant? Hmm. I was so, as in, I don't know. I was so confused. I don't know where this came from. But, I'm sorry, I have a cold. But, I decided to just let it out, because I knew that even though I might decide to not tell her the truth, the baby will come one day, and she'll know that I was pregnant, that I was actually lying to her. But actually, what caught my eye is that immediately my mom told me that, and after I had accepted that I was actually pregnant, she broke down. My mom really cried. Then she stood and called my dad while she was crying, and she was like, have you talked to your daughter? Your daughter is pregnant. And my dad just hung up. But she came and asked me, okay, Nekesa, you have been my daughter for a whole 20 years. How and why was it so hard for you to just come to me and tell me that, mom, I am actually expectant? My mom told me that that was the worst thing about the whole thing, because she was like, have you lost faith in me? Don't you trust me enough as your mother? That is actually what really pained me a lot, because I knew that, okay, I loved my mom, we were free with my mom, but this thing was so big a deal that I couldn't just go to her and told her that, mom, I am actually pregnant. So after that, I remember I just decided that this would be the first topic I address, because I know many girls at times even just keep the issue to themselves until when maybe the baby is there, is when they come out to their parents that they're actually pregnant. No, they're actually mothers, because at that time they'll have given birth already. So my question is, when is the best time for you to just go to your parents and tell them that, I am expectant. And I am not talking about these mothers who are already in their husbands' houses, who are already in their houses. No, I am talking about teen moms. I am talking about these mothers who become mothers earlier than expected, that but than earlier than expected by either their parents or just the society in general. Okay, in this African setting and our African society and all these people, they expect you to get pregnant once you get married. Once they actually know that you're married, yes. So it uh it is usually a very tricky situation for these young girls to just decide when and how, especially how. The how is even the most important part, because how you tell them is exactly how will determine exactly how they'll react to the situation. So I was asking, how best can you do it? When can you do it? On answering the when part, I'll just say that once you have made peace with yourself, you have accepted that this thing has happened, and you are now ready to take up the task and be that mom. That is the time when you can now decide on how you are going to now approach your parents. This is because you might go there, you might go and say, okay, I am going to tell my parents today, but you're still not okay. You are, you haven't uh you haven't reconciled yourself with the situation and just decided that, this is what has happened to me and this is how I am going to handle it. So when you do that before you actually make peace with yourself, you might end up even blowing up. When your parents blow up, you also blow up, and you know you even agitate them even more. But when you're at peace with yourself, you can actually come and just talk to them well, even though definitely we expect that they'll you know they'll be mad and disappointed and whatnot. But if you are cool enough and calm enough when you're telling them, definitely they will take it a bit well. So the how part now comes in, and my question goes: is it most appropriate to go yourself to them, or should you go through another person to your parents? Going yourself is really difficult. It's really difficult. But when you actually know that you have a good understanding with your parents, and that you know that they listen to you better, then why not? You can definitely go to them yourselves. But if you have those parents who you know that you'll definitely they might blow up so much, or you are not good at expressing yourself to them, or maybe you feel that you will not actually do it better, then you can go through maybe an aunt of yours, or just a friend of your parents that you know are in good terms and they know how to speak and they know how to express themselves. And you can first make sure that you tell them exactly everything they need to know before you actually take them to your parents. And what I'd prefer is that they go there but in your presence. Yes, because they might actually your parents might actually take offense. But if you feel that you can't face your parents again, you can just tell them and ask them to go there and just talk to them. Yes. So that is actually my preferred way, because I cannot imagine, I can't even fathom how how my parents could have taken it if I just went and sat them down and be like, okay, mom and dad, this is what is happening. I am pregnant. I don't know what could have happened. So, I would really prefer going to them through someone, yes, before doing it. And after you tell them, hmm, that is still in there. How are you going to tell them? After you tell them, how are you going to handle their reaction? How is that person you sent going to handle their reaction? You know, if at all you didn't go with them, how is that person going to handle the reaction? So if you know that you're actually pregnant, and you know that it's too early for you to actually get pregnant according to the society, according to your parents, then you'll have to actually be remorseful. Yes, go there, tell them that you're sorry, and that you take full responsibility for your actions, and that you are ready to now be a mother, and you would actually love if they supported you, even though they'll be disappointed, but you should actually make it clear to them that their support would really mean a lot to you. Then another thing that I would really discourage is going to break the news to your parents with your baby daddy. This is because when you're either at school, even if you're an adult or you're still a child, these parents will take all the blame. All the blame will go to the baby daddy, and his presence, just the presence, might even agitate them, as in agitate them even more. Yeah, so I would really prefer that you first go to them, and when they have really accepted exactly what is there, and they are okay with it, whether or not they are okay. But I would really prefer that you wait until they have already reconciled themselves and made peace with the situation you're in before you actually introduce the baby daddy to them. But introducing the baby daddy to them is also something very important, because these parents might assume that it was just a hit and run. And our parents, when it's a hit and run, they can't even tell people. I remember, okay, my baby daddy never came home when I was pregnant. So my mom, every time I told my mom, okay, mom, okay, this is what the baby daddy had said, this is what Baba Deja has said, she would be like, I don't know that man, so don't tell me anything like that. It's a hit and run, Nekesa. And until he steps his feet here, it'll be like that. As in, I'll assume that it was just, yeah, it was just that. So it is really important for you to introduce the father of the baby to your parents, but make sure that you do it at the right time. Yes, do it at the right time when they are okay, because actually you might actually bring him and the father ends up beating him up, because they'll still blame him for whatever is happening to you, despite the fact that you actually consented. If you're an adult, yeah, you consented to the yes. So you being in school is an assumption that you're still a child. That is okay. That is at least my parents' assumptions, because I remember they used to be like, that man really spoiled you. You are a child. And yes, I am my parents' child, or my parents' baby for G. But now, just for you to at least neutralize the reaction a bit, wait until your parents are okay and have taken it positively, and then you can now come and introduce your baby daddy to them. Yes. So today was not actually to be a discussion or anything of that sort, but I just wanted to launch this Maded series and just ask you people to come on board and support me. It is going to be such an amazing ride. It is going to be fun because we will incorporate a lot of activities here. Yes, so just I would really appreciate if you shared, if you subscribed, and if you just commented. Just tell us what you think about the appropriate time to tell your parents that you're pregnant, and also the when you think it's appropriate and how you should actually do it. Yes, so yes, thank you. I really appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope y'all will be here to uh, to take up this journey together. Yes, and we will actually be having a lot of discussions. So we will be doing this every Sunday. Yes, every Sunday. And when we have a very broad topic, we might decide to maybe break it into half and just do it maybe Wednesday and Sunday. Wednesday and Sunday. Yes. Yeah, but that is not the only day that we'll be having things on this channel, because we'll be, having fun. Yes, so when you just see something here, just come and check and see what it is, and just, yeah, and comment and participate. It would be really nice if it were a one like this. Tell me what you think, I tell you what I think. So just comment. Yes, and yeah, on even the things they can do to improve, because I am not good at speaking so much. So you can just tell me exactly what you think we should actually improve on. Then next we will be talking about the role of our parents in the lives of these teen moms, of these young mothers, and even mothers, just normal mothers. Yes. What is the role of your parents? What is the role of the family in that pregnant girl, in that pregnant woman, in that pregnant mama, in that pregnant, as in just, in that life of a young mother? Yeah. And until next time, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, comment,